So to the 250 German Grand Prix. Everts not having it all his own way in 1998. Tortelli is always there. Byra looking incredibly strong week after week. And of course, if the US rider Talon Volan gets out the gate quickly and doesn't crash his brains out, you can be sure he'll be up on the podium as well. Heat number one, it's Germany. It's the 250 GP. Sebastian Tortelli, the man that wants to go to America. He wants to go with a number one plate. First you have to beat Everts. And first you've got to get right through the season. Oh, down they go. A pile of them. Looks like Peter Ivert in the middle of that lot. Colin Dugmore from Germany as well. So they go down in turn number one. Meanwhile, Oxbow Kawasaki. Tortelli goes to the front. Pit Byra up there with him as well. Pit Byra has got stronger and stronger this year. Not that he started the year off weakly. He finished the Des Nations last year in Belgium on an absolute high, and then came out in 1998 with a Palmo sponsorship, looking better and better every single weekend. So Pit Byra goes to the front. In behind him now is the current reigning world champion Stefan Everts. He's tucked into second place. Oxbow Kawasaki Tortelli has gone down a few places. He's made a mistake. Now he's behind Talon Volan. That's Volan on the Yamaha. That's the American rider that has really represented his country very, very well, riding out of Europe for the last couple of years. And if he doesn't crash, he's going to be there. Pit Byra on the charge. Everts up behind him. Talon Volan back up into third. He got the whole shot, but he made a mistake and he lost it. So Pit Byra has grabbed that. He is like a bulldog. He is so strong. Look at the mud coming off the back wheel. That's the Dunlop back tyre of Sebastian Tortelli, throwing the mud up all over Voland. Meanwhile, Byra goes to the front on the Honda. Stefan Everts, reigning world champion, into second spot at the moment. He wants to keep that crown. He wants to keep the number one plate. He's going to have a lot of work to do because Tortelli is very, very strong indeed. Stefan Everts, new leader. He goes to the front. Three of them on a charge. Well, Stefan Everts, once he's got to that position, he really is like a machine. He doesn't often make mistakes. Now Talon Volan. Volan having a very, very strong charge at the moment. That Yamaha put together with the best equipment that money can buy. His brother Tyson does all the spanner work for him. Oh! Tortelli got so out of shape there. He was very, very lucky to recover that. So this is the German Grand Prix. All the supporters there, of course, for Pit Byra. Tortelli has got out of shape a couple of times, but he's recovered it. Volan goes to second. Look at Tortelli come through the corner there. That Kawasaki is incredibly strong. Back into that Yamaha, swapping all over the place. Talon Volan quite happy just keeping it all together. But Tortelli, and the mud comes spraying away. Tortelli now is on a charge. He led at the beginning, then he went back to third. Now he's got past Volan again, but he knows he's got work to do. He might well, there he's gotten to second. So Stefan Everts is the man up front at the moment. But behind him there's a race for the lower, not the lower places, the next echelon of places. And right now it's Frederick Bolly on an absolute charge as well. He's keeping it together. Stefan Everts goes through. Number 4, Sebastian Tortelli goes through. Honda, Kawasaki. Then it's number 8, Frederick Bolly. So Bolly has moved up. Where has Pit Byra gone? Volan's got a problem as well. Now they come screaming through in a hurry. So Pit Byra has gone missing for the moment. But it's Stefan Everts and Sebastian Tortelli. Look how close these two riders are. They will be told by the pits exactly how much racing they've got to do. Tortelli comes inside, but you're not going to pull that move. You're not going to catch Stefan Everts out that easily. He's the multiple world champion. Very, very quick, very talented rider. Not too many mistakes. So that's Pit Byra. That's him parked on the outskirts of the track, so he's got a problem. Stefan Everts, no problem there. Honda up front, Kawasaki into second. Can they finish this way? Or can the Flying Frenchman make a move? He's not scared to get that bike in the air. He loves Supercross. And don't write Stefan Everts off either. This is a sort of track that he's come to really enjoy. Look at the back of that Kawasaki. Jan de Groot must be wondering what to do to calm that back end down. He has certainly been all over the place, and you seldom see Tortelli get out of shape. But in this race, he's walked away from a few close ones. Up and over he goes. Stefan Everts over the tabletop. Time is running out. Can Tortelli make a move? Stefan Everts, that track must be incredibly rough because Everts' Honda is also swapping all over the place at the back end. Frederick Bolly wants to get up there with him as well, but it's all about one man, Stefan Everts at the moment. Tortelli's just got to compose himself. He's come very, very close to throwing it away a couple of times. He might have one last late charge. This must surely be it, because he knows that Frederick Bolly is coming as well. Tortelli goes across. I don't think there's any space now. He's got a left-hander. He's certainly got the right line. Stefan Everts will close him down very, very quickly. There's no space for that Kawasaki front wheel to come through at the moment. Everts on the gas. This is Everts at his absolute best. His concentration. He knows what he's got to do. He's certainly pulled away by a few meters again. There's the checkered flag. Everts takes the win. Sebastian Tortelli will take second, and an excellent ride from Frederick Bolly. So just enough time for Stefan Everts to get the Belgium flag. He's done that once or twice. No time to get on the big Ferris wheel. No time for anything except to get back down to the line. Heat number 2, Germany, 250 GP. A win for Stefan Everts, a second for Sebastian Tortelli, and a third for Frederick Bolly. Who's going to do it in the second heat? These are valuable points. That looks like Voland. That was a Yamaha that came through, but we've got Stefan Everts back in the front. Look at the dust. This is incredible, the amount of dust that's coming out of there. So there they go again. Everts is up front. Tortelli's into second. Frederick Bolly is third, I think, and then we're looking for Pitbyra as well. Then Voland is there, but it's all about these two riders again. Belgium versus France. All the German crowd have come out to see Pitbyra. They support him wherever he goes. There's always a big following of German supporters. Very, very popular rider indeed. Somebody there with a problem. That back wheel's not going to move at all, and his race is over. But not for Stefan Everts. He is up front with the HRC L&M Honda, flying that machine. Look at the riding style of this youngster. He really is exceptional the way he puts his rides together. Seldom, if ever, gets out of shape. He seems to just withstand all the pressure in the world, and certainly this year Tortelli has thrown plenty of pressure at him. Bolly looking good. Pitbyra just getting better and better every weekend. Well, Stefan needs the points. He won the first heat ahead of the Kawasaki, so it was a Kawasaki Honda win. Can he make it 2 out of 2? This time of the year, very, very valuable points. You just never know when you might pick up a DNF, and that could alter the points all around the world. All the rides have to come together. You cannot afford to have a DNF, and nobody knows that better than the two that are up front most weekends, Stefan Everts and Sebastian Tortelli. Honda versus Kawasaki. Of course, Everts has been there many times before, so he knows all about pressure. He knows that everybody wants to take his crown. There is talk of Tortelli going across to the USA next year, which means that the number 1 plate would be vacant if he could pick it up. But I'm sure Stefan Everts will do everything he knows how to keep that plate on the Belgium machine and race with it again for 1990. Tortelli, he wants to take on the Yanks. He's been offered an incredible Honda deal. He wants to go across and do Supercross and take on the Yanks in their own backyard. And that's just not as easy as it sounds. As impressive as he is, he was sensational on 125s. He's been sensational on 250s. But remember, Greg Albertine was just as sensational. Went to the States, and the Yanks cut him down to size very, very quickly indeed. So the Americans, you've got to get up early in the morning to beat them. They've got some pretty fancy equipment over there. Their outdoor racing is completely different. And I'm sure Emig and Henry and all the rest of them will be waiting for the young Frenchman to come across and see what he can do. So Stefan Everts, he had a couple of races in the States this year and certainly held his head very, very high. Gave a good account of himself and looked very, very good indeed. Right now, he's got a job of work to do. He's got to win both heats of the 250 German Grand Prix. Those are valuable points that he'd like for his sponsor, L&M, and of course Honda. He'd like to put those away, bank those, move on to the next one, and just keep chipping away at yet another world title. Right now, you can see the formidable riding style of Stefan Everts. Gets his head way up over the triple clamp, elbows up, and doing a great job of work. I wonder if Tortelli is going to be happy with the second, or whether he'll have a last minute go and see if he can pick up a second race win. Obviously, the man that wins, if Tortelli could win the second heat, he would get overall honours for the day. They would finish on equal points, but the person that takes the win in the second heat would get the win for the day. But I think Stefan Everts is pulling away. I don't think there's much chance of him making a mistake. He's got a big distance between him. His very professional pit crew will tell him exactly where Tortelli is. Tortelli has made a mistake and he's gone back another 30 or 40 metres at least. And with Everts, you just can't give him that much space. He will now know exactly where he is and what he's got to do. And Tortelli's not close enough to make that move. There they go through the field, up and over. Well, we say that, but Tortelli, he just seems to take a couple of shortcuts and come straight back again. So Stefan Everts is there, but Tortelli wants to make a last-minute charge. He's not scared to throw everything, caution to the wind. Tortelli in the closing stages now of the German 250 GP. Everts has got it together, riding out of Belgium, but the little Frenchman, never say die. He will have a last-minute go. He's quite happy to bang and crash if he has to. Away goes Everts. What has happened to Tortelli? There he is. Looks like another mistake. So Everts has gone through. Everts must surely take 2 wins for the day. Had a very good first heat win earlier on, and it looks at the moment as if he's cruising. Jan de Groot and his merry men wondering what their steed is going to do. Stefan Everts has done it. 2 out of 2. Well done, Stefan Everts. And 2 seconds to Tortelli. And let's not forget a very well-earned third from Frederick Bolle.